Hi again YouTube, Nadine here and welcome to the part 2 of my book haul. These are all books that I have bought from the local charity shop. So let's just get straight into them. The first one I bought was Ken Follett, The Pillars of the Earth. This is set in 12th century England. And it centres around the building of a cathedral, and I think it's to do with sort of political intrigues and sort of families and things. I don't really know what it's about in great detail, but everybody that has read it says that it's a masterpiece, so I think maybe it's time to read it. It is huge though. It's absolutely massive. How many pages is this? Oh my god, it's over 1,000. Yeah, big book. The next one is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I picked this up again because I'd heard a lot of hype about it. I think it's set during the war. Yeah, about a blind girl, Marie Laura. She's blind since the age of 6. The world is full of mazes. The miniature of a Paris neighbourhood made by her father to teach her the way home. The microscopic layers within the invaluable diamond that her father guards in the Museum of Natural History. The walled city by the sea, where father and daughter take refuge when the Nazis invade Paris, and a future which draws her ever closer to Werner, a German orphan destined to labour in the mines until a broken radio fills his life with possibility and brings him to the notice of the Hitler Youth. In this magnificent, deeply moving novel, the stories of Marie-Laure and Werner illuminate the ways against all odds people try to be good to one another. I have heard that this is absolutely fantastic. I don't read a lot of sort of wartime things. I think because in the UK at least, when I was at school, it felt very much like all you learnt about in history lessons was the war. And I'm not saying that that's not a valuable thing, but it tends to just become this sort of cold academic type subject and not about the people when you're forced to study it year in, year out, constantly in a very dry classroom environment. So I tend to shy away from things about the war because of that. This was a blind buy, Night World, L.J. Smith. I've been kind of wanting to read a bit more sort of paranormal books. So the charity shop near my son's school, whoever is taking their books into them, they have a real thing for sort of paranormal romances and stuff. There's always loads there. I picked this one at random. And this has 3 novels in it: Secret Vampire, Daughters of Darkness, and Enchantress. The Night World is a secret society of vampires, werewolves, witches, and creatures of darkness, a place too dangerous to fall in love. But I bet you they do. So yeah, I thought that would be a nice, light-hearted read, and hopefully good. We'll see. Next, Susan Hill. Can't go wrong with a bit of Susan Hill. The Travelling Bag and Other Ghostly Stories. So obviously a short story collection. Yeah, I snapped this up as soon as I saw it, especially after enjoying The Small Hands so much in October. So yeah, look forward to that. And again, it's like a nice short book, so nice one to slot in between some of the bigger ones. I slot it between Pillars of the Earth. Oh, I'm never going to read that, am I? It's huge. Is it good? Is it good? Let me know if it's good. I'll bump it up my TBR. The Rest of Us Just Live Here, Patrick Ness. So this, I remember seeing loads and loads of people talking about this a while back on BookTube. And this follows, what's his name? It follows somebody, I'm sure, Mikey, who is not the hero. He's just an average person. This looks at the people who are on the sort of peripheries of the story, not the heroes. So I thought that would be quite good. Patrick Ness was also excellent writer, so looking forward to that one. I picked up this next one at my son's Christmas market. I was really looking forward to it because they said they had a bookstall, and so I told my partner they had a bookstall there. He was like, "Oh, you better take extra money," and I really struggled to buy anything. There just wasn't much, so I picked this one up because I can't not buy a book. It's like an illness. Katie Ford, Practically Perfect. I've never read any Katie Ford before, but I see her books all over the place. I'm not really, I don't like the term chick lit really, but I'm not into chick lit generally. Well, I suppose, the odd one. I have the odd one, but I like stuff about people doing up houses and things like that. I've got a real thing for properties. So this is all around that. Anna, a newly qualified interior designer, has decided it's time to put her money and her expertise where her mouth is. She's risked everything on buying a tiny but adorable cottage, tick, so she can renovate it, sell it on, and prove to her family that she can earn her own living. So I'm behind Anna at this point. Outside, the chocolate box cottage is perfect, but inside all is chaos. With a ladder for a staircase, no downstairs flooring, candles the only form of lighting, and a sleeping bag and camping mat for a bed, Anna's soon wondering whether she's bitten off more than she can chew. Her neighbour Chloe comes to the rescue, providing tea, wine and sympathy, and a recently rescued greyhound, Caroline. But just as Anna's starting to believe she's found the perfect idyll, the good-looking yet impossible Rob Hunter arrives on the scene, putting up more obstacles than the Grand National. Can Anna get over all of life's hurdles? So I think that sounds really cool, actually. And it sounds similar to a book that I read last year and quite enjoyed called Bricking It by Nick Spalding, maybe. Book's definitely called Bricking It. I think it's Nick Spalding. It's something like that anyway, which was about a brother and sister who had inherited a massive house and they were doing it up, and it was a really, really funny book. So if you're into those sort of light-hearted reads, I'd recommend that one for sure, but this also sounds pretty cool. And then I picked up 2 George R.R. Martin books. So what order do these go in? Number 4 of Game of Thrones series, A Song of Ice and Fire, and the 5th book, part 2, A Song of Ice and Fire. I don't know what order all these are in. I haven't read any of the Game of Thrones yet. I've got the first one and I've got another one, I think, somewhere. My boyfriend has read all of them so far, and he absolutely loved them, and he's not a big reader, so when he loves something then I want to give it a go too. But it's just like waiting for the books to pop up really, and then I'll buy them. And then finally I bought Anne of Avonlea by L.M. Montgomery. It's a really pretty edition. I'm trying to collect these vintage, if you've seen my other videos, you know I collect the vintage red spines, the adult books. I'm trying to collect the vintage children's classics as well. I just think they're really pretty, like the cover art's really pretty on them. And this, I got it from the charity shop, and it's not being read at all, which is always a little bit sad and always a little bit exciting when you find them as well. So yeah, that is it, and I think that is my filming bulk done for today. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you're reading at the moment. If there's anything really exciting that you're reading, let me know. I'm always looking for recommendations because you can never have too many books. And that is it for now. I will speak to you soon. Bye.